Hello, sports fans, and welcome back to the NRL SuperCoach BDE Podcast. We are the best draft experts, here to give you all the expert analysis to help you crush your opposition in your draft leagues, plus a little bit of classic content thrown in for good flavor. Boys, we're back. The Todd Man himself looking resplendent with the Jake Paul cut. How are you, sir?
Yeah, thanks for mentioning the cut, mate. Funny story, I actually burnt my scalp, so this might be the last time I dye my hair, dude. It was pretty hectic on Friday night. But yeah, good, mate. I'm very good. Happy to be back here and talking some footy. Didn't get to see too much of the Saturday games. I was a busy boy this weekend, but I enjoyed a little bit of Sunday. Not really that Titans game, but yeah, no, happy to talk some footy and keen as.
Oh, mate, I was hoeing down with the best of them. How good does he run? Simo, how are you, sir?
I'm good, mates. Yes, it's mate. I actually think Toddy looks bald from my angle here. There's just it's so white.
That's what's going to happen, boys.
You're creeping back there, old son. You are creeping back.
It'll be happening as soon as the old skull heals. I'll probably just go straight back to the old bald.
Give it the old rip.
That's a good look.
Yeah,
Stick with it.
Yeah. You look beautiful, Bondi Prince. Have you been in the not as sunny, not as bronze as you have been? Mate.
It's been a bit overcast this week, boys. It's Yeah, the sun hasn't quite done the number on me, so yeah, not quite glowing this week. But like in terms of things not glowing, like that Sunday 6 o'clock game, thank fuck that's over.
Yeah,
like every year, I feel like we just go, thank God it's going back to 2 o'clock. It's rough.
It's going to be great. Much better. Have it wrapped up. Maybe we get an earlier lockout. Set a straight face. What am I doing?
Yeah.
Already got. Andrew Keaty is back. Hello, good sir. A week's a long time in Tuapiki land. Is it what? Simo gave it the exalted. Yes, boy, he's back. Enjoying, Billy kick out. Poor bugger. Both him and Preston looking
Vanilla Army is actually fantastic, mate.
Vanilla Army, I've not given him the love. Yes, lock it in. Up your boy. Up the Knights. What the hell? What a win. That is some of the best defense you'll see for a team that is struggling. Boys, 1, 2, 3. G'day, Cal. No, definitely. Yeah, great. No, that's good. G'day, you all. Keen to tune in from all to a peaky hype train. Simo getting some love for those who got on. That's good to see. For those who've got Shans as well, a chance that dual eligibility to sneak in just in time wouldn't actually hurt, just quietly. So take that. I think it'll just get there because he'll have played a little bit the one before too. I think it'll be close. Lock it in. Rarely miss games, but did miss that one sadly. Should go back and watch the KO Mini. William, Simo called it with Tuapiki to be fair. Oh, we've got, they're waxing lyrical about the big fella.
Hey, the Tuapiki hype train it's going off on all stations here. This is unreal.
It is. We just won't talk about the Halasima dud, mate. But other than that, Tuapiki, come on, son.
He'll be right. Mel Merlot's on X blowing up about it too. It's unreal. Get on the hype train, boys.
Fair play. Love it. All right, boys. A game that yours truly and the Todzer will actually be at. I'm making my Redcliffe debut. Looking forward to this one. I've got my mate who is a mad Sea Eagles fan coming, so we can do a lot of this to him, Todzer.
Hell yeah, boy.
Give him the old fins up. So hoping for a nice dry track and a pretty open game here. You think, gentlemen, often when you get a new coach comes in, we're not even going to spend much time on Seabo. We've been talking about this potty for the longest time. He's just not. He's not a first-grade coach. Fair play to the man. Probably a great assistant, but just not a coach. And in comes Foran, who obviously I think he's a gun. I think he's a gun in the future. It's a bit early. But what it will do, mate, he'll galvanise them. They'll probably step up a bit effort-wise. So I would hope that just means points. That's really the hope here. But I'm green-lighting the hell out of this Dolphins attack. They've just found their rhythm. So you can start. Jake Averillo just continues to defy logic and is actually a gun supercoach player, which is kind of frustrating, but he is what he is. So you get on it.
He has those spurts in his career, doesn't he? He has had runs of, you just never know when it's going to dry up. But at least for now, good matchup, you got to start him.
You do, mate. Selwyn, hopefully, another chance for some upside here. He's not been an absolute lock of a start, but I think you can run him in this one. It's pretty much green light across the board here. Maxi Plath to pick up dual eligibility, gentlemen, which is apparently locked in, so that's a good one for him. Just keen to see Kurt Donahue and what his role is going to be, and obviously you've got JMK coming back. But Morgan Knowles hasn't been terrible, boys. So is Maxi Plath even a lock to play lock in this team?
Oh, once all the troops are back, I'd say he is. I mean, actually, no, maybe not. Maybe like he could play some edge. Like there is a chance it could affect Lemuelu. I don't think it'll go that way, but yeah, to answer your question, like I guess that question mark in itself means it's not a lock, but I reckon it's a strong favourite, put it that way. I reckon that they're going to prefer, like as good as Knowles has been, I think that they've got to find a spot for Plath, and like JMK is going to have a mortgage on that 9. So yeah, if I was a betting man, that's the way I look at it.
Mr. Keedy, I agree with you. We run a flex in our league, so I'll be having Nicarima in there in my starting 5/8 with Ezra in the flex. How good do I run?
That is putrid.
Oh, wait till you see the matchup, baby. I will back Ezra for points this week. But yeah, I've got the platoon 5/8 going on, mate. So Nicarima for me, I'm with you. If he doesn't do it here, it's probably not happening. So
I like how you said it's gong for the season too.
It's not lost on me. Yep, the old gong for the season.
I've enjoyed that, Andrew. Well played, mate.
And I'm just missing all Andrews. I'm too tired from work. Let the beer settle in, and then I'll be right, listeners. So, all right. Not really much there from a waiver perspective. Over to Manly. Clayton Farlolo. Any hope? Todza, he's shown a bit, but no, not
for
here.
me. No, not this team. No, thank you.
There'll be some of these Manly boys would have been dropped, gentlemen. So I'll quickly run through the couple of names. Obviously, Tolo Kulin's just an absolute animal who is a ball-on origin player. But Ruben Garrick and Lehigh. Simo, they're going to be out there in leagues, mate. I think in a decent amount. This matchup shouldn't be terrible. You've got foreign coming in. I think especially Lehigh, if he was out there, mate, would you take a punt to pick him up this week?
Yeah, I did in our league. I spent number 1 waiver on him, actually. I think he's a really underrated player. I think he's got a great chance of bouncing back. Obviously, he punched out, I think it was a 69, which was nice last weekend. Pretty sure it was only with 1 line break. So it's like some ridiculous amount of runs. I think it was 23 or 24 hit-ups. So I reckon I'd be much more bullish on Lehigh than I would be with Garrick. I just don't really like Garrick's situation at the moment. I think he's actually got a lie on next year already, which is a bit weird. So for SuperCoach, I'm not super high on Garrick, but yeah, if Hopper Whitey's out there, I'd go and pick him up.
Tell you what, if Sebo was my coach, mate, I'd have an eye on next year too.
That's exactly right. I just think Garrick, your only chance is that he somehow ends up goal kicking, which is only if Fogarty Touchwood gets injured, and we hope that doesn't happen. So I just don't even think he's a good platoon, to be honest, because he doesn't really have upside either. Like, I think if he scores, he's going to get you 70 odd. So I'm with you. We'll go to some comments here. Lads, another great potty. Let's strap in, says Dom. Merch on the way, old son. He adds that Burbo was juicy last week. He has been base statting okay, Mr. Burbo. We don't love it. We're not going to spend long, but he's fine. If you really need a third 2RF with low upside, he's okay. Lock it in is backing you in here, Simo. Big on the Lehigh resurgence. Great base and has acceleration to turn half chances into breaks, which seems to be really important in this meta right now compared to slower-footed CTWs like Tupou. Yep, I think that's a good shout, mate. Our boy Meso, hello, good sir. Lehigh had 25 runs last week. Paseka 6. Something was deeply wrong with that picture. No more Sevilla. Could not agree more. Need more. They've just got such terrible forwards, poor Manly, and I feel sorry for it. It's going to be hard for him to turn it around, though, season long. Good for those who bet on Manly to finish bottom 4, mind you. All right. Moving forward, Kobe Hetherington base statted his way to a gazillion points, I think 70 odd in the end, base and power. While he is going to play high minutes in the middle, I hate to say it, he's probably just as liable as a lot of other third 2RFs. Hate that I'm saying that out loud, but it's actually the truth, gentlemen, unfortunately.
Yeah. But if he pumps out a 35, you can't be upset, though. That's
exactly right, mate. Yeah, that's fair.
One of those ones.
Gerbo special mention to his helmet, which just cannot stay on anymore. The big beast that fell off pretty much exclusively.
Was it the second time it happened where it literally looked like someone got decapitated in a tackle? It's just a head comes spewing out the back. You're like, bloody hell.
I have been rewatching a bit of Game of Thrones, so a bit of the Eddard Stark just spilled over the turf. sorry for this. Spoilers for those who haven't watched the Game of Thrones yet. Cal, you'll get one in the chat, right? How dare you, Redford? I was saving up to watch that show. Kobe getting FRF duel too. Yeah, they haven't got many other forwards other than my man Ethan, who's on the bench again. So, yeah.
Ethan.
I did like to look at the young fella for future reference as well once he fills out. Good lateral mover for his size. The Laafy?
Yeah. Laafy.
He was good. Oh, Timmy Laafy. There was some times.
One hell of a guy. Tim
Take us back. All right, gentlemen. Looking forward to that one, Mr. Todd. We're going to have a few tinnies
mate.
there.
There will be some beverages punished, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tonight.
Important. Just warming up, big fella. Warming up. Bunnies v Dogs. Interesting game. Actually was just jumping straight over to the Dogs to see if they were bold enough to actually put Critter into 6 and Burton. It's Lockie Galvin's the problem here, gentlemen. We've said it a million times on this potty. He ain't no 7. He will not be a 7. They're going to try and keep shoehorning him into it, and it's just not how he plays. He just runs the ball. That's good for SuperCoach.
Oh, SuperCoach is great.
It is.
But to your point, mate, I completely agree with this. Like, Galvin was just – he had perfect blocks outside him, and he was just dummying and going himself because he doesn't have that structure in him. He can't play that structure. Well, not yet anyway. SuperCoach-wise, you're happy.
Go with your instincts. That's the whole point of being a coach, right? Stop shoehorning people. Yes, Darren Lockyer, we know, was a generational fullback who successfully transitioned into in my humble opinion, a slightly worse 5'8", but still a very good representative level 1. He's the exception, boys. Like, you can't – Darren Lockyer is like a generational player. Lockie Galvin, I guess he could be, but let him, while he's young, play him at 5'8", and I think they would run so good with him there. He's a talented player.
Yeah,
so
surely Critter to 6 is not going to fix that.
No.
That's neither here nor there, I think. Maybe Burton is better in the centres, but that doesn't mean that Critter's better at 6. I can't remember where I was listening to was it a podcast in the week or was it on Matty Johns? Somewhere it wasn't Matty Johns, but putting Critter, if you want him to get the ball, you put him at 1. That's almost bleedingly obvious now, but they've just re-signed Connor Tracy for 2 more years. So that's probably a long way away, if at all. So, yeah, the Dogs attacks in all sorts.
Just Mitch Wood, obviously Mitch Wood watch similar to Walsh for Manly, just how long before he can fill out the frame and step up, because you'd be excited. And I think just put it down. If you're in dynasty leagues, you probably still can't buy low on Lockie Galvin because he is still scoring really well for SuperCoach, but he will end up at 5'8". I'm pretty sure it'll happen when Wood comes in, and it's going to be good Doan Bulldogs then, I think. So, because their forward pack is mobile, it's holding up beautifully with these rules. It's just they got no attack. Thank you, Anari Tuala, my boy, comes in 79s, almost in base power in both me leagues. Thank you, sir. Love you. Pull me out of a jam many a time, Anari. Don't play him again. You get one shot on Anari Tuala, and that's it.
Real life turd, but you can play him 1 week out of 27.
He can just give you one. Thank you. Love you, my boy. That's really it. I don't think there's much here from the Dogs. Other than, Simo, to add to the point you said, got in a few chats on the weekend. You do not win premierships with Connor Tracy at 1 and Bailey Hayward at 9. No shot.
Yeah.
I can't believe Bailey Hayward is the best option they've got at hooker at an NRL club. I'll be honest with you. And great tackler, hard worker, not faulting that. But in terms of the skill required to unlock these better defenses, no chance.
No.
What's their backup though? Jake Turpin.
Oh, the Onion. I love the Onion. You guys good.
It's hard on Bailey Hayward because I think he's actually not a bad player. He's not a hooker. He's a half.
Fully agree with you. Yep.
He's just miscast.
All right, gentlemen, we'll go over to South. So it's a tough one because my Knights took care of the Dogs defensively and showed just enough attack, albeit a little bit lucky. Dom Young intercept. It was a bit fortuitous. So I'm a little nervous to greenlight any of your peripheral guys. Like Campbell Graham would have been dropped in many leagues, Todd's up. It's injury prone now, mate. You just, unless you're in a very, very deep league, he's not in
I think he's like a free agent stash if you want to stash him for the rest of the year if he's out there, but he's definitely not someone I'm spending up a waiver or even happy playing this week. Like, the Dogs are going to be hurt enough last week, and we've seen them be a pretty defensive team, and they can defend. They were not anywhere near their best last week, and the Knights were apparently pretty good. I didn't get to see the game, but I wouldn't be green lighting those kind of guys this week against Dogs team. We'll be looking for some blood.
Yeah, it's probably not the best matchup for your Jai Greys other than, pardon me, the work rate, even Alex Johnson. I probably wouldn't captain Latrell either, to be honest, in captaincy leagues. I'm with you, mate. I think Dogs will defend pretty well here. The other one for me, I'll stick with you on this one, Todza. Cody Walker possibly dropped after a couple of weeks. It's a shallow position. Our league of record he has, and he just sat there. He could have been picked up. I looked at it, couldn't pull the trigger, and I'm going to stick with it. He's just matchup dependent.
Yeah, I think he's a flat track bully. Like, we're going to see times where Cody does hit his strides, but I think just the down games are going to be like just as much there as the big games are. So I don't want to be playing that. I know 5-8 is really shallow, but it just feels like every third week is going to be a massive letdown for you, like a real bad one. And I just don't want to play that game.
I mentioned it earlier, and Simo, for our listeners who've been around a long time, I love the 5 CTW platoon version. You switch in one of your edge, like your 4th or 5th CT dubs. I do think the platoon 5-8 this year is not a terrible shout. So do you think there's any merit, mate? Like, if you are the Nick Arena, the Ezra, I'm just thinking of those lower guys, you can try and go with matchups. Cody would apply.
Yeah, right? I think for those owners, yes. Like, because all of those guys are very similar. Like, they all could have bad weeks. They could have good weeks. If you have both of them, you just play the matchups. If you see someone rocking up against the Titans or the Cowboys or even the Dolphins, they're pretty good, like, teams to target from an attacking upside point of view. Parramatta, obviously the Drags. So, yeah, like, just sort of wait and see. Obviously, if they've got a hard matchup, then obviously you're going to shy away. But, yeah, I reckon unless you sort of own Fletcher Sharp, Cam Munster, who's the other good 5'8"? There's one more that I can't think of.
Jake Clifford, baby.
Jake the Snake.
I think Jackson Purdue owners are pretty happy right
Purdue,
now.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think for a lot of people out there, he's well worth a bench stash and see what happens.
Bench stash is a good one.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, there's a name I want to bring up here with you, and it is one Tallis Duncan. Now, I do believe that we've got one more week before my brain is absolutely just faded in my tired state. Thank you, mate. I was thinking of – I had Ethan in my head, Timo. Just ruined me there.
Please call him Ethan Aitken. I love it.
Ewan Aitken. One more week. So, look, is Tallis a buy low, or are you actually worried here that he may lose his spot to Ewan Aitken? Give me anything, Simo.
Nah, start Tallis this week. That's a great bench for him.
Do you think that he is a buy low?
I do. I actually do.
I think
too. People who drafted him may have even cut him by now. He might have changed hands once or twice. Yeah, I reckon that you're probably not going to get him much lower than this because he pumped out a 49 or 48 last game he played, so he hasn't really hit much yet. I think we can all agree he's a better Supercoach player than that. So, yep, I reckon the first thing I looked for this week was if Aiken was on that bench, and obviously he's not there yet. So, I reckon this is just another 80-minute performance for Tallis. So, go and get him now before. Because if he plays this game here and actually does something, you're probably not going to get him for as cheap as you would now.
Good shout. Meso's frothing the Friday game. Good Friday game is going to be fire watching. I agree, sir. Good gear. I'll be nursing a hangover on my way back home. Drink responsibly. Mr. Keaty, Jai Gray, thoughts, lads. What do we see him averaging by season's end? One line for me, Todza.
62.
Damn it, that's exactly the number I had in my head. Simo?
65.
Spicy.
Beautiful.
What's he now? 69? 60-something?
Listen to the old dogger, eh?
Hey, buy me a drink first, you dirty dog.
The old dogger.
Facts are facts, buddy.
We've seen that
Facts
rise. Very good. All right, over to what should be the game of the round, but a currently hurting Storm. I may have gone early on saying that I was completely wrong, that they may struggle a bit more this year because, boy, when the pressure has been on the line and they need those peripheral players to step up, boy, have they not. They're missing Lasardi. I think that's pretty clear. Alec McDonald on an edge is not it. It's not even remotely close to it. So, gee, it's hard to see Penrith. Like, when will Penrith ever not be up for a Storm game, Tota? So if Storm
ever since 2020, mate, there is no chance that Penrith are ever going to be down for this game. This could be a shellacking. I'm with you, mate. Like, Melbourne have been piss weak compared to Melbourne standards, and I just think that Penrith are on a roll. So, upset week was last week. I don't think this happens this week.
Utukamanu had a down game. They did target him pretty hardcore, the Cowboys. Respect. They just chopped him down early, so he didn't have get that momentum up. That's the formula for stopping the Storm. With the power game, Lasardi's missed it. Chan looked great again, to be fair. Yeah. But without anyone else, like Josh King's not hurting you. Liera's not hurting you. Shout out to Kamikamitha as well. Had a horrible medical condition this week. Sending our love from the potty in the community. That's horrible. Thankfully, he's talked, and apparently he's come out and said, just disappointed I'm not playing this week. What a legend.
Yeah,
what an absolute
god. He looks a good Nick too. Do you think he looks a bit skinnier this year, eh?
They needed him, mate. He was going to be let go, and then with all the movements with Nas, they brought him back. So hopefully he's, get well first, sir, for sure. But they're lacking punch, mate. They're lacking starch across the board. So it's really hard. Willie Warbrick, 4 tries. He's signed for the Wars. You're just riding that, aren't you? Like, you're not getting, no one's going to buy it. You're not getting a better CT dub. You just keep going.
Just ride the brick, mate. Ride the brick all the way.
Absolutely. Nick Meaney back to the centers. Tuimalatu Brown. Anything?
No. Especially not this week against the Panthers.
No. See, in terms of until Coates comes back, Simo, the left winger for Melbourne should be doing a lot better than the left winger for Melbourne's done so far. Fair to say.
It's been an absolute dumpster fire over there. You're right. It should be doing better. But in saying that, like, nothing you've seen warrants him being on rosters right now. Like, it's, other than being an absolute throbber. I mean, there's not much else you can really do to get around him. Like, he looks likely type, but that's only going to take you so far.
The next 4 for Storm too: the Panthers, the Wars, the Raiders, and then South. So not like walkover games, but there's a couple of tough ones. Like the Warriors will be better. Canberra will be solid, I think, in defense as well. Like, they're not going to be. I don't think they're going to be scoring 4 every week.
Did you just straight face that with your Wars that got done by the Tigers? It's rough chat. Rough.
Listen to Newcastle, seriously.
Hello.
We've looked 12 times better than you guys have, and you're out there chatting.
And yet, still up and about, mate. We got it, mate. Let us enjoy this brief moment in the sun, all right? Honestly. So, all right, we're green light. Just quickly, Simo, give me a green or a red. So, obviously, Milky Jenkins, the white buffalo, just continues to defy logic and average 100. He's going to be...
You'd be a brave person to say red light, wouldn't you? Far out.
That's crazy. Alamotti is the main one, mate, and he's just not an auto start. I still don't know if the upside's amazing, but would you run him here, or is that a bit risky?
He'll be up against Howarth, won't he?
Not a bad defender.
Playing left, Meany plays right. Yeah, it's one of those 50-50 ones, I reckon. Like, personally, I'd probably... I'd want to it all depends who your 5th guy is, but I reckon more often than not you're going to start Alamotti this week.
Sneak him in, fair play.
He's going to make top 40, I'd say, especially if the Roosters on bye.
Okay, yep, can live with that. Travis Harvey, welcome, good sir. Does Metcalf flop with Boyd getting too much ball now? That's a really awesome question, Todd.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he flops. I think the best part of Luke Metcalf is his running game. He's still going to get that once he's back in full fitness. He's going to be that support play for everyone. And I just think this team's going to end up running through him, I think. So, I don't think he's going to flop.
Yeah,
I would be buying low if I could.
I like it, Todd's, and with the dual eligibility on the way as well. Absolutely love that. Stanger 73. Howarth coming off a groin injury might be a passenger. Absolutely a possibility, mate. So it does make Alamotti. I'm with Simo. 4 CT up is fine. Dom McLean finally showed his true scoring potential. I would love to be a Casey McLean owner as many leagues as I could. There is going to be some very, very juicy days on the run home. I'm telling you, that's great. All right. Liam Martin didn't eventuate. Brian To'o, very low. Is it a buy low, or we had disagreement on this potty playing on the right? Like, I know he'll have better days than that, but geez, he wasn't getting any ball out there. That's none.
Yeah, he still scored like a 50 though. Like it's not like he killed you with a 24.
Didn't he have a 20 something? Or was that the week before?
Oh no, I was a 21. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he was like an island out there, to be honest.
54.
It was the first time in a very long time that I've seen Bizza sort of remonstrating when he let Adokar go past him for a try. Like, I know Adokar nearly got him on a grubber, and then the very next set they got past him through the hands and they gave the Fox too much space. Like, we never see Brian To'o do that. Like, I mean, obviously, like, it's just the defense doesn't really matter for Supercoach, but I just think he might be slightly off his game a little bit. Like, it's for me, it just screams like a regression, like a positive regression candidate here. He's not. There's way too many tries going across Jenkins' side. It's just, we can all agree it's just about as unsustainable as it can be. So, like, law of averages suggests that To'o's due, so I'd be jumping on it.
NRL Physio said he came right off after late in the game from lock it in. Could be something up. Yeah, that would make sense, mate, because he didn't, obviously work rate's down as well at the moment. So, yeah, hopefully it is. It's just, I'm still thinking, as I said about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I think the left-hand side of Penrith is just where you want to be, personally. Man, Kate Snowden is checking in. We'd love to have you back, mate. Good on you, fella. I love that you've kept that going. That's so good. That is Simbo. Yeah, the first time I said that, mate, you loved it. That was beautiful.
Oh, that's good gear.
That is real good gear. Great to have you, mate. Cal, Howarth a hold or were dropping for a swing at some other? I'm not a Howarth man, mate. He's not someone I would start almost even as I don't think he's a good platoon because the upside's not there. I know he can base that a bit in this new system, but honestly, mate, I'd rather pick up someone, a winger who's got more. Look what Xavier Savage is doing with a good run and a bit of an increased season. Now, I'm not saying Xavier Savage should definitely be a starter, but I'd rather Savage as part of a platoon in a better matchup than I would play Howarth. Is that how you – I told you I think you're nodding a bit there.
Oh, yeah, I definitely love that. Yeah, I would not want to be playing Howarth if I could. Savage is a really good one because they're probably like similar in terms of, whereas Xavier Savage has just way more upside.
Yeah, terrible floor. Get on you, Cal. Good question, though, mate. Travis says, start Clifford over Sharp. Todzer, I'll stay with you on this.
Wow.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that's the trade offers Toddy was sending out this week, to be honest.
I think it is, and he was very upset that he didn't get accepted.
He's pissed off. Oh.
Nearly got over.
Honestly, like, just getting a trade in this league is like pulling teeth. But, mate, I've
listen,
been
there's
trying
honest
to get
engine
Sharp.
here. This man offered Clifford and Jesse Colquhoun for Fletcher Sharp, and he was upset.
I don't even have Jesse Colquhoun.
It's too easy with you sometimes. Too easy. But tell us live on this pod, mate, what was your best offer? I want to know. Give us away. What did you offer?
It doesn't matter about my trade offers, mate.
Oh, you said
it wasn't even Clifford.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I did offer Clifford, yeah.
Oh, you did. That's good.
No.
You're trying to sell high. If you're a Clifford owner, I'm trying to sell high, you know?
Of course, but you ain't getting Fletcher Sharp. Would you start Clifford over Sharp? Clifford actually had one of those whale of a games, to be fair. He played really good real life, too.
He did play good. Remind me, Cowboys versus Dragons this week.
It's not a horrible matchup.
Not a horrible matchup. And, sorry, remind me who the Knights have? Oh, the Raiders.
Yeah. It's more the in-game injury risk. His PCL, he twice got trod on and trotted around anxiously, including right at the end of the game, Todzer, and Knights fans just holding our breath. I understand this is one of those ones. If you think you're in a matchup where you're a red-hot chance of winning, I probably would just bench Sharp for now and just run with Clifford. Clifford will get you 50-plus here. If you really need to chase it or you just don't give a shit and just go for big points, go Sharp. That's
pretty fair, man. It feels weird not to back Sharp in that way.
It does.
It takes one play for him. Like, Jake Clifford has to run all freaking game and try his ass off, which he has been doing to get, like a 60-plus and then be good and get a good score, whereas Fletcher Sharp needs one play.
So the timing of the games matters as well here because you would want to make sure there's a red-hot chance that Drinky has taken back over the goal kicking because Clifford did struggle and got booted for Drinky and Drinky kicked really well on the run home. So if the goal kicking's gone for Clifford, you start Sharp.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Watch the warm ups. In other words, watch the
Who
warm ups.
what would you start here, Simo?
Mate, there's no world that I'd ever start Jake Clifford over Fletcher Sharp.
But he's going good.
I knew you'd say that. I knew
Mate,
you'd say that.
There's no way. Mate, if I've had 120 points from Fletcher Sharp on my pine to start Jake Clifford, no.
Mate,
Well, lucky I don't have that decision to make anyway because I wasn't fortunate enough to get a trade through. So.
All right, some quick hitters, gentlemen. Let's too much talk of Jake Clifford. Draft all rounders, welcome, mate. Liero worth holding, gentlemen. Third tour F, he's fine.
He's fine. Yeah, he is a hold, but he's probably getting close to being the first guy you'll drop for a sexier option off waivers if you need something to fix your team.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Meso, yes, some Xavier Savage truther discussion. Great to hear. Simo, I know we fall in this camp.
He knows that it exists. It exists well beneath the surface on this podcast.
He's playing the to the crowd here. That stand-up try he did on the right-hand side was exceptional. That pace off the mark, that is not normal acceleration. That is bonkers. Like
that's clean, It's clean.
He is so fast.
Kaya Lero may have had one of the worst defensive games for a center we've seen in the last 20 years, to be fair. But my goodness, that was awesome.
I heard a stat today. I can't remember where I heard it. Probably bloke in a bar or something. It was last year, Kaya Lero had 24 missed tackles. This year, in that game alone, he had 10.
He's arm grabbing. Wild? He was getting truck sticked and he was arm grabbing. It was pretty rough to watch. And if you remember, also Sasangi got him early, bumped him over.
Sasangi is giving these guys a bath.
He is. Cal's giving me some love. Great chat. Red Jackson Ford. Cheers. Very good. Thank you, mate. Our man, Kate Snowden. G'day, Cal. I get Tuapiki and Noah Martin. I give D Fifi and I Katoa. Hang on to Fifi and I Katoa. Personally, unless if you have halfback depth. That's where
halfback depth is interesting there.
I still think D Fifi's going to get his boys. I would if D Fifi's not favoured at the moment in leagues, buy low. I'm sticking with it. He's going to have weeks. It's coming.
Yeah, that's an easy keep for Fida Katoa. Like
100%.
Sight unseen, not knowing the rest of your roster, but
say he had like a Adam Reynolds on the bench. Does that change it for you guys? Would you still prefer to go there?
Not Adam Reynolds. It'd have to be better than that.
It'd have to be. You have to have Metcalf on your bench.
Metcalf, I was gonna say Metcalf.
That's a good one. I'm still not as big on the security of Tuapiki. I also don't like
Ethan Sanders. Ethan Sanders. I don't know. Tricky.
Not enough upside. I still worried about Noah Martin too, because Noah Martin, if Sasangi, say Timoko brains it in New South Wales Cup and the Raiders keep losing, Sasangi playing on an edge, I don't think is that crazy.
They ain't losing because Noah Martin, dog. They ain't losing because of Noah Martin.
He had a very high.
He had a couple of mistakes. I just think he's being so much better than getting dropped after one or two bad games. I think he's earned that spot, dude.
I don't disagree, but I think to say it's a certainty that he hangs on rest of season, being that he's still fairly inexperienced, I wouldn't bank on it, mate. It gives you another wrinkle to say no to this trade, to be honest.
Yeah, I guess that's a good shout.
Cade says, thanks, mate. Don't play that chord guitar, man, says Meso to Snowden. I'm just dealing with a case of Gutho. He is officially cooked. Cooked, get rid of Guth, done. Absolutely lost his acceleration. It's a real shame. Isaiah Yo or Lecker? Simo, sorry, I'm going to go to you on that one. That's a very good question.
Who are the Wires got this week, Toddy?
We are playing somebody. Sharks.
Nah, go Yo.
Yep. We've got, Meso loving that play from Savage. No chance of losing minutes. I agree. Just a few. Geez, the questions are running hot from the listeners. I love it. Okay, this is relevant to one we've already seen. Would you start Galvin over Metcalf rest of the year? If so, hold Metcalf for a couple of weeks and hope to sell high? Absolutely. Galvin, I think it's very unlikely that Metcalf will be better than Galvin and SuperCoach the rest of the year. So hang on to both, build some value in Metcalf and see. You can evaluate then. If he's blown up, you can sell Galvin. So
keep both. Yeah.
Probably keep both, yeah, because you're going to get dual eligibility. Like Metcalf will get 5/8, which, unless you've got a gun, going to go very well. All right. Let's move forward, gentlemen, on to... Oh, Freddie Lussick is in there this week. He's found his way to a starting spot. Good luck to him. Good luck to him. Dragons v Cowboys, the one you've all been waiting for. Hello. Here it is. Jesus. I mean, if the Cowboys can play as well as it did against Melbourne, shout out to those who bench Braden Burns this week. I'm one of them, thinking if you look at the historical scores versus Melbourne, he had barely cleared 50 historically. So he's absolutely doubled that. Fair play to him. Green light here, gentlemen, and Tom Chester is back in, which you love to see. Absolutely earned it. Green light for all of that backline in this game for mine.
Yep.
Sounds
good to me.
Jake Clifford, number 1, 5/8 for the week. You love to see it. Matchup dependent Tommy Dearden. You can actually give him a run as well. Still hitting that shithouse floor that many of us anticipated he would. Reed Marnie. I want to have a quick discussion, gentlemen.
What do we have to?
19 in 66 minutes of football. That's up there with some of the worst we've ever seen for a while.
Oh, mate, updated to 20.
He got to 20, did he?
Yeah.
Did he?
Oh, hold the phone. Bloody hell, 20 points.
20 points. Yeah, gone. See you, mate.
He's cooked.
That's it. He's cooked. I'm just checking the Dragons. Have they done anything other than bring Toby Couchman back and put King Tonga? Oh, wow.
Farley's in.
Yeah, David Farley's in.
Any love, boys? Should be a high work rate sort of guy from what we've seen. Anything?
He's a great free agent pickup. I wouldn't spend a waiver just because that position has been a revolving door. But I wouldn't be shocked to see Sloan actually start there, come kick off. So yeah, it can't be more than the free agent. I wouldn't imagine. Like if you like the talent, then yeah, jump on because I wouldn't be shocked if we were sitting here next week ranking him as a high claim. But yeah, there's also just so much risk there that he doesn't even get this spot. So we'll see.
Wow, I wonder if Hame Sele will come on and play 13, boys. Jesus, what an exciting thing to get around. How good's Hamish Stewart been off the bench though? Far out, kid can play. That's it. That's enough of that game. They just green light your Cowboys. You can start your couple of decent Dragons, but yeah, poor Gutho. That's I don't know what point I know he's had a lot of respect, but do you just put Val at fullback and hope for the best? I don't know.
Is Val going to be better at fullback? I don't know if Val's still got it, dude. You reckon?
He would not. No, I don't think he's still got it, but you wouldn't need that much to show more than Gutho is in these games, mate. Like he's a mile behind the play.
Yeah, I don't think Val's looked very good either this whole year.
I don't fully disagree, but again, if you're watching the Gutho tape, mate, it is rough.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a real beater.
All right, and on to the second game of the round that I will be attending this week at Mighty Seabus. I'm going to Rabina, boys.
Here we go. Do you go to Rabina every year?
Go to Rabina, mate. I'm finally down there. To
two games in one weekend. You are getting around, Oza.
Yeah, getting around, mate. We did have a couple of Dragons questions. I did miss. My apologies to the listeners. Stanger, Suli, a waiver claim.
Oh, I love
Simo,
this.
Yeah. Simo, can you get as much love for this as the Todser can? He's been good this year.
I think last week I can't remember the question. There was someone Suli versus another person. Obviously, for the first time in ages, I actually said Suli, and then he didn't bloody play. So you're probably asking the wrong person. But I would not waiver for Moses Suli personally.
Not for me, but in these new rules, he is getting a little more base around him, so I get it. Mr. Keaty's asked a very important question. We mentioned about the stashing of Dylan Egan. It might take some time for him to get up to an edge roll, but I just imagine that Lucy's in big trouble. I think Lucy will lose his spot to Egan pretty straightforward. Egan will probably work his way in 55-60 for a while, so it'll be a slow burn, but we've seen what he can do with 80 minutes, boys, so I still think he's a red-hot stash. Good question, mate. Do we refer Suli or Shibasaki? Simo, that's a wonderful one to ask you, mate.
Cool.
Two players you're not a fan of.
Would you rather have your left or right nut removed?
I always give up my left, though.
Yeah.
Chibas.
Less close to home. Shibasaki, I'd go this week.
Yeah, Chibas it. All right. Looking to the matchup. Arama Ho proving that you really shouldn't have spent up on FRF and just taken him because he absolutely brained him and finally crossed the line. Perth Bears have seen enough and they're going to offer him a packet of good stuff.
Really?
Well done. Good timing on peaking in your career, Arama. But he played very well against some shit opposition. So Oliver Pascoe absolutely ruined Sam Verrills, but there's not many options out there, folks. If you're relying, it's just one of those things. Hooker just becomes worse literally every week. I picked up the cheese in our league of record, gentlemen. I'll say to the listeners, if he's just out there, probably stash him if you got one of anyone. But let's be honest, it's Brayley and Grant, and that's pretty much it.
And
Robson's, fine. He's okay. Yeah, fair play. Probably them, and everyone else sucks. So JMK and the cheese, if they're out there, go stash them. You just hope for the best. All right. Not a good question here. I'm glad this was brought up. Brimo from Mr. Keaty. Brimo a center isn't that sexy, but with the desert at 5'8", do you hold? Yeah, you do. You absolutely do in this model. He'll probably get just enough.
He's better at center. For SuperCoach, he'll be better at center than 5'8" from what we've seen this year.
I would think so too.
Yep, I think he's worth a hold for a couple more weeks and just to see what happens.
Here's a guy I've been running. He's one of my stalwarts. Just with the overall increase in the base stats, Corey Jensen plodding his way to 60 average last 3. Yeah, he's fine enough as an FRF too. Just be wary, though, with Haas back and also Willison on the bench and not playing on an edge with Piakura. He could drop back to more of like a 40 guy, which would crush you. So, yeah, riskier start, but maybe Haas will play a little less minutes this week.
I was just going to say to Cal, if he's trade bait in your league, then sell. If you got people in your league that'll buy Jensen, bloody good on you, mate.
Cal, in our league, there's only one person. What is that? Hang on, listen. Hold up. What are you doing there, bud?
What are you just telling me, Toddy? Is Toddy getting an airplane?
You've done something here, Tom.
You got to get out of here, Toddy. That's a shocker.
That is round of applause for Todd. That's some of his best.
Absolutely.
Wow.
God, Toddy's just walked onto the fucking tarmac out here.
That is awful. Blowing my ears up. What the have pumped him, Mike, into the waivers. Oh, the listeners are just turned on him. The once favorite son.
Give him the gong.
He's got the gong. That may be the worst noise I've heard for too long.
Well, since you ate food that time, that's
not eat too much. We don't talk about that, Simo. Coming in, then no gong and other stuff. The man down says Dom. The listeners are absolutely spiking here. Love your work, Todd.
This is great.
That is the worst noise. All right. I think you might come back, listeners. Ready? Hang on. Todd's up?
Is it still making that noise?
You're back.
All right.
We're back.
I don't know what happened.
If you do it again, you're punted, mate. So, yeah.
Right, do you know, I actually just turned my fan off, but I think I pulled my microphone like half out of the jack, so it was just like, bro, I don't know, man. That's hectic.
Snowden, our man Cade says, sounded like some kind of industrial printer. That's good. Oh, wow.
Oh no, what a horrible.
Dom, my cortisol. Puppy spike, got the hiccups now.
All
right, here we go. Thank you.
Back to footy. Sorry, boys.
Draft.
Listeners, ladies, shaggers. Oh,
draft all rounders. Touchman, value, rest of season. Over to you, please, Simo.
The same answer as I said, 2 weeks ago. I reckon he's just a pretty rock solid top 10 front rower. He'll punch out 65 to 75 most weeks.
Awesome.
I know I can see why people are asking the questions because there's more mouths to feed there now, but
That's right.
I think it's just going to come off Gula and obviously Blake Laurie's not get. He'll stop getting the run. Kerr won't get minutes. I think you and I made this comment the other week, Todd, that it's really just going to be the young bulls there, both Couchmans, Hamish Stewart, Dylan Egan when he gets back, but that'll just impact Lucy Leilua. I'm not on like a scale of 1 to 10. I'm like in terms of worried, I'm like a 1 on Toby Couchman. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, I think draft value return for players like Keon, Tauchman. Carrigan's hit a little bit upside, so he's kind of got away with it. But I think as the season goes on, the value of them is not going to look great because of the emergence of the 80-minute edge-back rower, unfortunately. So it's just one of those things. Is he still going to be absolutely around that top 10, Simo? Yeah, of course he is. Absolutely love the take, mate. Let's bang on. Travis, Braden Burns or Meaney this weekend. I do like Meaney going back into the centre, but you play Burns because of the opponent. St. George is just right for the picking.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Burns.
Yeah, Burns. All right. For the Bronx, I think Shibasaki comes in. If Karapani's dropped, I'm going to say it, he was within a touch line of having a better week last week. Surely he comes back in over Jesse Arthurs. I wouldn't go this far, Stanger. Fermor is stinking it up with the errors. Hold or punt for Egan? No, not too soon. If Egan was available this week and you're number 1 and he was your weakest player, but Daddy Fermor's probably a buy low. He won't keep playing this badly. He'll come good. I am going to greenlight Ezra in this one matchup for the season and then relegate him to the Pine. So good stuff for those who went low on the 5/8s. D Mariner back to wing on the right. You can absolutely plug and play stash here. I'm absolutely fine with it.
Yeah.
That's it. We'll move forward from that. Sharks v Warriors. Good performance from the Sharkies. Not so good from the Wars. Very interesting matchup here, Mr. Todzer. We talked about the turnstile that is KL Iro or all of a sudden. Still potentially got a little bit of buy low value. Only scored 70 odd even with a try. He's not hit his straps yet. Do you still think it turns for him, mate?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've seen what Cowell does. I expect it to turn around and be very much similar to what he did last year, if not better, to be perfectly honest. It's a little dip in form, but I think he'll find it.
Nickera getting closer after the broken nose, so you still presume he comes in. I watched Billy Burns really closely, gentlemen. More workman. I don't think really a threat to hanging on to that spot with a fully fit Nickera.
Didn't they have Nickera during finals last year coming off the bench?
That was after a 4-game suspension and injury before that. He had such a disrupted season last year.
Yeah, there's an injury in there. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I think a nose injury. I don't think that's the same as and the suspension absolutely ruined his season last year. It came at a terrible time as they were cranking up. So that's my take, mate. I think Billy Burns is not. He's okay. He's just a good, solid player. He's not explosive. Adden Fanil Blake just not doing it. I really don't think he's a buy low, gentlemen. I'm sticking with it. He might spike every now and again, but it's not going to be consistent.
This question from William Clark.
All right, what do we got? Here we go. William Cluck. Before the plane crashed into Tony's room, I was wondering if I should go Shiver as a 4 CT dub. That's good for you, William. Good to have you, mate. I think it's Shiba just because the matchup is so good, personally.
Is it Buddy Holly died in the plane crash, didn't he? Rest his soul. Good new nickname for you, Toddy.
Oh, what a terrible evening.
Oh, it's so good.
What about a terrible evening? You need to listen to
it. We actually spiked in viewership, Todd, so just more or whatever that means. Right?
That's hard.
Yeah, Meso's less confident. Nickera, Wilton, Burns, Matt. I think Wilton played really, really well. Oh, no, lock it in. No, we're not going there for number 8, mate. No, let him go. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Look, I did think of it.
No, we'll keep that one off, but it's a good stab. All right. For the rest of it, Halasima had a bit of a down week. I like the idea of a sneaky buy low there because did score pretty poorly, but I think the spike games are why you've got him there. So like that idea. And yeah, Metcalf, if people think after one game that's all she wrote, I think they'll be better. And I love that dual eligibility.
Is he going to get the dual in time? That's the question.
I don't think so. Him and Shans might. I'm just trying to think of the maths. They might just miss, right? Because it'll only be 2 in a row. So I think they're gone. It's got to be 3.
This is where it's a bit tough, isn't it? How, like, if this was the start of the season, obviously before his ball's being kicked, they're happy to do it. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how set they are on. Do they need to see 3 games, or is 2 games upon return? Like, obviously that's as many games as they could have played. I think Chance is more of a chance because he, as you said, he got that game where Harris DeVita got knocked out, where he played pretty much the whole game at centre. So
might sneak it. Yeah.
Yeah. Be interesting to see what they do.
It would. I'd be in favour of both, I think, in fairness, because of what you said, Simo. So just a couple other ones I missed. So Trindle, a high waiver claim. Gentlemen, he played really well on the weekend, like in terms of Supercoach. He was running the show out there and doing the sort of plays that would lead to Supercoach points. He's probably, look, I think he'd be a great version of a platoon. I'd love to have him and a Nicarima, or even him and a Cody Walker. I think is kind of a cool one, and just try and get the matchups right. I still just, every week starter for me, I just can't get there personally. Yeah. Shout out to our listeners who evidently have a wonderful knowledge of a lot of celebrities who have passed away in plane or helicopter crashes. So shout out to the many that I'm not going to read here, but it's absolutely flying in the chat. Quality.
Just going back to number 8, Redford.
Mm-hmm.
Have I dropped out? No, you still got me.
I got you.
Number 24 also got a run, didn't it? So
he had 2.
What do you think he's more well known for?
All the greats, mate, had 2. They did the number switch. LeBron's done it. Jordan did it because of the Wizards thing, I think. He had 2, and then they mucked him around for a bit. They all seem to do a bit of a switch.
It's definitely 2-4.
2-4, yeah. 2-4 and
8. 2-4 is a big one.
Yeah. I feel like he's more well known in 24, right?
Yeah. Then he's getting into basketball now, but what do you do? What do you remember LeBron for?
Well, he's got the 2 as well. He's got the 23 and the
23 is taken. 23 is taken.
Yeah, you know, what's his other one? 6?
6.
Yeah, I'd just say 6.
Yeah, 6 is LeBron. Cleveland.
You want to own a number, right? Own a number to yourself. You know, and to be honest, I've got him. If you can see in the back corner there's the 23, mate. SK Warren. Thank you very much.
No, that was going to be my next point. Is like all the GOATs had 23 for a while there. Like Warney, obviously LeBron had it, MJ had it. Like 23 is where it's at. So.
Agreed. And Lock-it-in's on board. LVJ should have stayed 6. I fully agree with you. I hate that you want to say you're essentially better than MJ. You know, you're the king and what have you. Do your own thing.
What about Hame Sele? Is he a 13 or is he a 15?
That's good. That's very good.
Simo, that's some of your best work.
That is.
There's the gong.
It's good. There. We did quickly for Snowden. Yeah, we did cover off Bailey Hayward. He just isn't running. He's not dynamic enough. He might have the odd tackle upside game, but to me, he's no better than Mitch Kenny, to be perfectly honest. So not for us. Meso, Michael Clark, the jerk, also the 23. Now you talk, baby. Ruined it. Never considered him to actually wear the 23. That's a good call from you, mate. Not Clarky fans. Not Clarky fans here, mate. No way.
What about when he had a crack at Carl Stefanovic? Just that line, like, "Don't you talk to me, Carlos." Like that's just at noose the head. Oh,
he was on a potty or something recently, Simon. And I'm just like, there is so many things I'd listen to, like the sound of nails on a chalkboard, than Michael Clark talking on a podcast for an hour. Are you kidding me? Bloody hell. Anyway,
but just between the Carl Stefanovic as Carlos with a K, it's a bloody gold.
All right, back to the bloody football content, gentlemen. Nothing more in that game, I don't believe, from a waiver perspective. We'll move on to the Mighty Knights. Up the Knights, how good do you run? Special mention to the man himself, much maligned in the last couple of years. If Jacob Saifidi, if you're listening, sir, number one fan of this potty, of course, if he could just play like that every week, we would be a chance of actually competing in games. outstanding. It did translate to SuperCoach points as well, which he's done a couple of times this year. What's the truth here, Simo? Like, I don't want you to get crazy excited, but Jesus, he played like out of his mind.
He did play pretty crazy. And to give the listeners context, I think it's the Listener League I actually own him in. And like, I couldn't actually believe my roster when I was checking it because I really did not think I'd ever own Jacob Saifiti in any way, shape, or form. But like when he plays like that, like there actually is minutes to be had in that Knights pack at the moment because you've got like Frizzell's sort of playing lock. Matt Croker's obviously made a good fist of it, but like Saifiti's got the representative honours over him. So like if Saifiti's going to play that well, he could conceivably take some minutes there. He's an interesting guy just because every time he's done this, he's let us down. I just reckon, like, if you need to get front row, I wouldn't mind chucking him out there if you're like just having a shot at the stumps because he could punch out another good week. You just have to understand that, you know, the history is the history for a reason. He has let us down in the past, so just take it with a grain of salt. But you could do much worse.
Well said, mate. There's just that sneaky bit of 70 upside in him that I don't hate, so that's a good shout. Golden Rich, hello, mate. So you've got Dominic Young, hands yellow, heart red. I tell you what, mate, he is in just outstanding form to start the year. Even defensive reads by his standards a lot better than we've seen, and not dropping the ball as much. That intercept, like, he's a majestic lad to watch in full flight, to be fair. He's good. He's playing great. So I wouldn't – he's someone, if people just don't believe and they think this is a fluke, he's done it before. He's just an electric SuperCoach player. He's good. Lock It In says, boys, can you do a table share of the League of Record? You do, mate. You have asked this. Love knowing how you three are going in various ways. Tommy dominated last year for a while. King, know what's up with your league. Can do, mate. Todd's up. Would you mind sharing that on the Book of Face, mate, when we get each week? I have no problem doing that.
Yeah, mate. No, sounds good, mate.
Do you know what your record is at the top of your head? We could just do that every time.
I am 3-1. Simo, you are also 3-1.
Did you want to give the listeners? We also play top 5 scorers for the week. Listeners, we award those who score the top 5 each week in our own custom sort of table that a couple of the lads put together, which is awesome. Big fan.
It's a great way. Like, obviously the American sports do it for those who don't play American sports, but yeah, like we award 2 points for being your opponent, and then if you also finish in the top 5 scorers of the week, you get an extra point. So just if you do score like, you know, second highest score for the week and you come up against the highest, like obviously it's a shit result, but at least you come away with something. It's
absolutely
just it makes those weeks a little bit more bearable. And on the other end too, if you have a stinker of a week, you don't come away with 3 points, you only come away with 2. So definitely does help out.
We've been a big fan, and listeners, for those that are interested, we also run a flex that we do manually. So similar to Classic, you bring in your worst scoring player of the 14, drops out, and you score 13. So not available on the website just yet, but something we do manually. It's been really good this year too. Really good fairness, we think. Draft all rounders, Mooney is a spectacularly easy hold. That is, he's right on that sort of in that top 10 mix for me at FRF. Absolutely love it. If you've actually got him as a 2RF for whatever reason, I would consider a trade if he spikes another week for you, though, personally. All right. Matt Croker still did plenty, boys. And you get questions around Jermaine McEwen a lot. He's starting to show. Hopefully you bought low when you had the chance because 80 minutes and he's looked fantastic.
Growing into it, eh?
He is. Just a sneaky one here, gentlemen. Maybe a little buy low window for Greggy Marju with Fletcher Sharp coming back to fitness. I really like the look of that little pass to Dylan Lucas from Fletcher last week. Likely Marju gets a bit going forward, so I don't mind him as just a sneaky buy low. Or even if he's been dropped, I think in our League of Records, Simo, you had a roster squeeze and he just missed. You can pick him up. Like, he's fine. He's like a low-end claimant at best. Any disagreement? Sounds about right.
Sounds good to me, brother.
Yep.
All right. The Raiders, we mentioned, do you have to pay attention to Xavier Savage? Sometimes these hot streaks are there for a reason. You're supposed to pay attention. I have no problem in this matchup either. If you want to spend a small claim on him and plug and play him as a 4 CT dub, I'd rather have a crack than go for we said it earlier, your Howarth or those lower upside guys. Todd's up?
Yeah, decent enough this week, mate. Yeah. As a fourth, like every chance of going for a big one. So, yeah, good matchup. Definitely a matchup play.
Yeah.
And for anyone who is wondering, I've just uploaded our League of Record table to the Facebook page. So,
just remember, listeners, I won last year.
It's not pretty for the big dog.
Yeah, you got to badly need that rooster to get through this bye, and we can start racking up some dubs, hopefully. Harrison Graham thoughts he looked absolutely fantastic in the minutes he's played, but he is not ousting my new favourite player, Phoenix Crossland. If you haven't seen pictures of that broken nose, gentlemen, that is some of the toughest performance. That poor guy was in agony, couldn't run. My goodness, tackled the house down. 50-odd tackles, 1 miss in a win. Hats off to you, mate. That is just courage. It was brilliant. He will never look the same again. That was insane.
And a very courageful 51 Supercoach points. That's what he got for all of that.
Credit to the man. That is like, mate, you cannot sit there and say that's not impressive. That was amazing. Welcome, Paul Abraham. Gagai dropped in our league. High waiver claim. He started slow last year also and came good. Tozza, that's an interesting one for me. We've said he's been done for years, but he always finds his way to like a 60 average, mate.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like, he just has that knack of just going looking for the ball, Dane, and just creating something. So I wouldn't be spending a super high waiver claim, something towards the end of my waivers. Just it could, average 65 and be really good for you this year, So,
yep. Yeah, I'm okay with that too, mate. Him and Marju, I think, are fine for that sort of like back end of your rotation sort of idea. Probably Mars ahead for me just because of the chance for the spike.
I prefer Gagai.
Okay. Yeah, so I won't challenge that too hard. So it's pretty close. Harrison Graham, good shout as well. Draft around as a guy of the future, maybe. All right. That's it for the Raiders with Timoko still. Look, I dropped him finally, listeners. I was frustrating because I still think he'll come in at some point. If you've got the roster space through some buys and you can hang on, he's fine, but you don't need to waiver him. Just a free agent and hope. All right. Easter Monday game, gentlemen. You have the Eels versus the Mighty Tigers. Absolutely shocked that they did it without Jerome Luai. And just a shout out to Jock Madden. That's a game. Well played, sir. Like,
did he lose his grandfather as well in the week prior? Or someone died?
Yeah. Mate, I've always kind of liked Jock Madden, to be honest. I think he's a pretty decent, he's a trier and he's got a bit of skill about him. So good on him. Could you start Jock against Parramatta, mate, if you were desperate?
Yeah, he kicked goals for them, so yes.
That's what I was thinking. Probably.
If you are, a lot of he could. I haven't done 5-8 rankings for this week, but he'd be firmly entrenched in the top 10, I'd imagine.
Isn't he only halfback eligible though? I think that's.
Yeah, is he halfback only?
Yeah, I wish he was 5'8", mate. I wish.
I thought he was 5'8". Yeah. Okay. Cancel that then. Obviously, probably. He might be a top 10 halfback, but it's not. Actually, no, he wouldn't be. Let's be real. He wouldn't be top 10.
Alex Twal apparently is going to be the best thing since sliced bread and the front rower you should have owned. So good luck to you if that somehow worked for you. We love him. He's definitely benefited from increased minutes, and the third man in tackle has just done very, very well for Alex Twal. So good luck to him. Terrell May, really quickly. Todza, you are an absolute Terrell May truther and rode him last year. Well, boy, the minutes have come off. He'll get some offloads, don't get me wrong, but I think the chances of that 80-plus average, it's not looking great.
It's not looking great so far, no. Really low minutes, like 60s has been a good one. I think he got 50 on the weekend. That's not enough for Terrell May. And I know, it's probably better for the Tigers in terms of the whole, but for Supercoach, we really want him out there doing those big minutes. So, a little bit worrying if you spent up on a guy like Terrell May. I don't think we recommended it too much pre-season because we saw a little bit of regression, but, a bit of a tough one.
Buy low opportunity, Todzer, or do you think this might be about where it sits?
I kind of think this is where the rotation is going to stay. I think they're really set in that rotation at the moment. Obviously, he's going to have those games where he does go the longer minutes, but I just think they're going to try and preserve him a little bit because he did play a lot of minutes last year. And we always sort of thought it wasn't sustainable. I think there's a little bit of a buy low there if you think he's going to go back to that, but I just think it might be a little bit like this.
Just got a really good question here from our man Cade asking about waiver rankings for this game specifically. So I'll get you both to have a think about that. As I jump over to Parramatta, the number one claim of the week, gentlemen, Joash Papali'i. He's a Papali, isn't he? Not a Papali'i. He's actually a Papali. Yeah. So Joash is in, electric little player. I'm actually excited to see him. I'll easily say, listener league, I hung on to the number one waiver, and I'll be using it on Joash pretty straightforward as a 5'8" starter at fullback. Matchup's good too. Either of you object? I mean, maybe if a Lehigh or a Tallis Duncan are out there, probably ahead, but for most leagues, Joash is going to be number one, isn't he?
Yeah. He's got, 6 weeks for sure, possibly 8 weeks. He could be. Yeah. He's number one, easy.
Yeah, fun player. He's electric. If it weren't for Yongi's, coming in, he could have been his spot. So he'll want to do plenty here, and obviously get the benefit of that first week. Mentioned to Bailey Simonson, folks, as part of a platoon back. He's doing it. His base power is fantastic. Always a chance of a try as well outside Moses. I'm absolutely fine if you are needy at CT Dub. You've lost Karapani. You're down, Tupou, Toya, Marky Mark this week. I think you could do worse than Bailey as your platoon. He's pretty good.
Yeah, I can get behind this week in this matchup.
Brian Kelly,
No.
he did plenty for SuperCoach again, mate. 80 odd on the weekend. Matchup is juicy AF. I'd roll him as a fourth this week.
Oh, dude. He screams dropping the ball over the line 7 times. Seriously.
You misread this man. He struggles defensively, not in attack. He's good in attack. Cannot defend to save himself.
You can keep him.
Simo, you'd be on board with this. Start Brian Kelly this week, mate, surely.
Yeah. I'm not quite as much as you, but I think much like the Alamotti thing, I think I'd struggle to find with 39 guys I'd rather start over him. So he's probably just in the top 4 sort of CT dub range.
Yeah, wow. Just a couple of questions around Joash, really relevant. Joash or Willie Warbrick is still out there. That's
Joash.
Storm's run is horrible.
I'd still pick up Willie Warbrick rest of season, but if you're one of the needy people, you get Joash. There was another good question I saw in there, and that was Joash versus Kennedy. It's Joash for me. Kennedy's fine, and if the matchup's good, he can be all right, but it's Joash, right, gentlemen?
Joash upside for sure.
People forget, Joash played 6 last year and was absolute dog shit there. But people forget that this guy's a fullback. He's an out-and-out one. He is finally got a chance to show what he can do in the fullback jersey at Parramatta. Come across on the Bulldogs was not last year, end of the year before. So obviously it's his second year at the Eels. But yeah, if Joash gets an extended run at fullback, I want a bar of that. So for me, I'd take Joash over Willie Warbrick and not even look back.
Joash,
I'll read you out some scores from Joash when he did play fullback for 5 games in 2025. So he scored a 57, a 60, a 57, and a 43. He didn't score a single try in those. So
base is good. He just needs to find something. And I think this is a good matchup to bring him in, to be fair. Yeah. So, really easy number one waiver claim in most leagues this week. Some really good questions. So Joash versus Mam and Walker. This week, I think versus Ezra. Ezra will hit some upside against the Titans. It's one of those flat track bully games. So, but for the next 6 to 8 weeks, you take Joash, wouldn't you?
Joash.
Yeah, easy. Yep. Yeah, by country.
And over Cody?
Oh.
Well,
yeah.
Yes.
Yes, mate. So he isn't he is just a 5'8", but I think by the time he'll be dual eligible by the time the next eligibility rolls around in there somewhere. So keep that in mind as well. I think that's, 6? Is it 6, 9, and 12?
No, the 6 and 12.
Just 6 and 12. Okay, well then, yeah, Yogi will be back by then anyway.
And 18.
I think they're all of the ones we mentioned for Joash. Is Joash really going to oust Yongi? No, he's definitely not a chance of ousting Yongi for the starting spot, but he'll be really good until he does. If you're the Yongi owner, he's your guy, and he'll be a handcuff for you rest of season 2 if you need to. Joash versus Bulla, I'd still take Bulla there quite easy.
Bulla.
If Bulla's available on waivers, you're probably in a slightly smaller league.
You're taking Joash over Bulla?
Who? Simo?
No.
Bulla's awesome. It is helpful for the Baron 5'8" position, Meso. It's the gift of the gods, so I don't have to play Luke Brooks in the listener league after losing Harris DeVita, so we love that.
Mate, like Joash is honestly like he's like a top 4, 5, 8 next 8 weeks.
Yeah,
maybe even top 3. Like I you have to like for me that's number 1 waiver. I know it's not rest of season, but you got like 8 weeks is a third of the season. Like
it's not bad.
You'll be number 1 waiver again by the time that 8 weeks is up. Like just burn it.
Yeah,
just burn it.
I agree. For the rest of it, Dylan Walker did hit a tiny bit upside to get him across 50, but there's not really anything there, I don't believe. Quick mention of the rotation. I thought Junior Paulo would have been a sneaky good start. He stopped offloading again. I don't know what happens in his career. He's so confusing. You drop him and he'll start offloading and average 60 again. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with that guy. Jack Williams, did he get his, Todzer? What did he put together?
Let me have a wee look. See, Jackie Williams.
52,
he came off for a long time, huh? I noticed.
He really did.
Yeah, 52. I just want to see his minutes here because I noticed that he was off for a while. Did he get an HIA or he only played 55 minutes?
That was my worry. Now, I'm not saying after 1 week it definitely means it's gone badly for him, but I hate that he's not playing on an edge for 80 minutes, boys. I hate it. It hurts.
I honestly think he'll be okay when the games are close. I think it was towards the end of that game there. They just let the young guys have a run. Like,
yeah, okay.
I think that's the difference between him getting 55 and 62 minutes. Like just that last little stint. So
still a hurt though, mate. It's
a hurt. It's a hurt. I'm not saying it's not, but I think I wouldn't be overreacting too much. That's all I'm saying.
I'd sell if I could get the value of his average to date. I said it last week, and I'd double down. I'd absolutely sell. I don't think he's got the value that he did. To the question here of Cade, the CTW thoughts, any Eels or Tigers you play over Houth? Yeah, I'd play Bailey Simonson or the Fox over him pretty comfortably, actually. Anyone else for you, gentlemen? Probably Matt Cassini as well, to be honest. I don't hate that start in this matchup.
I think Taruva's last 2 weeks has been really good too.
I'd start a fair few. I'd start Brian Kelly over him myself, over Houth.
Yeah.
We actually had a question on Facebook about that.
Yeah, mate.
Houth, Meaney, or Sean Russell, how do you rate them? Anyone about Sean Russell?
Meaney. I'm not a big Sean Russell fan personally, but that's me. Doesn't really do it for me. I'd rather any of the other para backs personally. Keedy, yes, mate, mentioned earlier. Definitely, I'd stash the cheese. He's a chance of being the 4th best hooker. That's how bad it is. It's terrible. So yes, I would stash it.
Jesus, a long chance. Oh, that's a statement,
mate. If Connor Watson can play extra minutes and score 80 odd, Jesus, it could happen to anyone. So that's really it, gentlemen. I don't think there's anyone else there to talk about for waivers. So we've got through the games. Little quick wrap up on the listener league, please, Mr. Todmount, and then we'll just ask for any other questions as well, please, gents.
All right, the listener league on thy weekend. Let me pull her up. Round 4, it was an interesting round. I gave Baxter's boys a cheeky bit of 798 versus 702, so lovely win by me. Simo went down to Don't Go Chasing Kurt Falls. He went down 887 to 838, so that was a close one. Munster Zink, who's sitting 30s on 933 this week, he beat Adolf Fittler with an 880. Silkwood Slugs gets pumped by the Redford. Oh, he's finally got to win this big guy.
Yeah, baby. We've got
He's
it going.
finally got to win the big dog. It must be nice to put up A57, eh?
I'm going to be on a run here with Josh, mate. You watch out. It's coming.
We'll see. Sherry Page is not having a great year in the old Sun. Beaten by the Bearded Dragons by 884 to 757. And in the last match, SJ's Revenge is making a little play. 835 versus Wet Hair Nico, not going great with 682 there. So, yeah, that's what happened on the weekend, mate.
Beautifully done,
ladder.
Todd.
Do you want a ladder? Do we ladder run down?
Yeah, just a quick ladder run if you like, mate.
Yeah, Roger. Don't go chasing Falls 4-0. He's the only one on 4-0. Bearded Dragons
great
in
name,
second.
great performance.
Munsters Inc. He's in third. Simo fourth. SJ's Revenge 5. Baxter's Boys 6. I'm in 7th. Adolf Fittler below me, just above the Redford in 9th. The Wet Hair Nico in 10th. And Sherry Pie, Silkwood Slugs round out the 12th.
And how good does Todd's a run, folks? Love his work. Good for me.
That's it, mate.
Very good. Simo, any questions on X, please, sir?
There was one. I believe it was from Adam Beestock. He's a Kubo owner, so we need the CT this week. Stone Street, Addo Carr, Nick Meaney, Brian Kelly, Phil Sami. Pick one.
Pick one.
I'll say it again. Stone Street, Addo Carr, Meaney, Kelly, Sami.
I'll take the Fox. I'll take the Fox against the Tigers for me.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. The Fox with the matchup.
Yep.
Yeah, round of Foxes. I do agree with that.
Yes.
I almost said Brian Kelly. I was so close. It's so close. Anything else, Simo?
No, there's just a whole heap of Tuapiki jerking off by Metal Merlot. So shout out to Metal Merlot if he's listening. Every single week, there is not one piece of Tuapiki news that's gone by without him making a comment.
I love these
commitments. Shout out.
That is fantastic. Couple other mentions here. Sorry, was there any more? That was it, mate?
No, other than that random guy that asked me why Toddy's in the plane. But
quickly, Woo, no apology necessary, mate. Good to have you aboard. Sorry if you discussed this earlier, but is Cam McInnes worth a pickup and stash? Quick yes or no, Todza?
Yes, I think you can stash him, yeah.
Simo?
12 teams or more, yes. 10 teams and less, no.
Agree. The emergence of Colhoun, he's not going anywhere. I think that's going to be tough for him to get the minutes you're after, personally. Mr. Keedy, Papa or King Tongia? Papa easily. King Tongia, not even a guarantee with the young fella on the bench as well, who's getting closer to a first grade debut. Meso, that's a really good shout, mate. That was an awful bit of footage for Flano that went down. That's terrible. We call him a Nepo baby, but that head clash was sickening. Yeah, unconscious for 3 to 5. Shout out to Flano, mate. That's horrible. Not the best footballer, not having the greatest Supercoach season, but yeah, that's not the way we want him to go out. He should have just been dropped the old-fashioned way for King Tongia, who will look all right in attack, just not so much defensively, Lycan. So yeah, they'll get even worse through the middle now, the Dragons somehow, which is incredible to say out loud. So
that's nuts. When
is the next flight, says Kate Snowden, just giving it to Todd's. Love that. Good from you. Todd's, any more questions from the Book of Face, good sir?
Just one from Conrad. He says, would you drop Philip Sammy for Shibasaki?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Similar.
I would not. Fuck the Shibasaki.
I think that's a fairly straightforward one, actually.
I like a bit of Philip Sammy. And one more, I think it's more of a classic question. Will Haas play full minutes? Yes or no?
I'm not. It's a crystal ball one, but just in the past, I think it's shoulder related. They usually ease him back a little bit, even pain. So Simo probably one more of his 55 to 60 that he occasionally does.
Yeah, he'll still be 60, I reckon, but
still be good.
Because Plain Haas can honestly pump out 72, so he's not.
Easily. It's
more towards the 60 than it is the 72. Put it that way.
Is he a chance of plunging over at the try line this weekend live? Yes, very, very high possibility, I would dare say. So, starting with confidence.
And is Cleary a must 5 rounds in? Is he a must for Classic this year?
Yes. Yes, he most certainly is.
Yes.
Roger, that's 3 years.
Him and Nico, to be fair, just throwing that in there. If you don't have those two in this little window, you are struggling, in my humble opinion. You want them both.
That is all we have from the Book of Face. Shout out to those people over there.
Good from the listeners. Wonderful live attendance tonight. Plenty of amazing questions. Special mention to Todza for a sound effect that I wasn't prepared for, personally.
I don't want to go back and listen to it. Because I had no sound in my headphones at all. So it was just...
There were two horrible crashes tonight. One was his haircut, and then he's come in with the plane. It has been rough. It's very rough. But otherwise, mate, you've been absolutely stellar this evening. Thank you, good sir.
Cheers, mate. I'll see you on Thursday on son.
Buddy Holly, very good.
Very good stuff. Does Taylor May take Macassini? Keedy just flying with the questions. Macassini absolutely retains his spot with the team. It's just Taylor May's back in 100,000%. He guy is a stud. Your boy Razzle is on.
Oh, Razzle. Look out.
Razzle sniped it late.
Good to see
our
you.
man Cade says thanks, boys, as well. Good on you, fella. Absolute awesome potty tonight from you two, Mr. Simo. Just get out in the sun for us this week, please, mate.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Been out there slaving away today at the kids' footy carnival. So, yeah, it was good to see a few ex-NRL players, kids out there ripping in. So,
yeah. Any SuperCoach potential?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, mate, there's a bit going on. Plenty of missed tackles today.
The Titans are recruiting. Nice.
Yeah.
No, you know who else is recruiting? But they'd all be way too young for the Dragons. Philip Sammy from 2027 onwards. Woo! That's a signing. That's a signing.
Board.
Oh,
what an edge. What an edge. Philip Sammy and Val, both in their 30s.
What are they doing?
Yeah,
our man, Cal. G'day, Cal. Good day and great potty boys. Great to have you aboard, mate. Meso, good potty boys. Good round all. Good to have you, Meso, as always. All right, listeners, I'll wrap it up there. Excited to, a couple of games of footy this weekend. Odds are we're going to bloody feast, old son. That's going to be fun.
It's going to be good.
And as always, listeners, get that BDE India. Oh, yeah.
Every day, it's a